Alrighty guys, gonna quickly go over how to evaluate every skill in Monster Hunter. So, uh, obviously, how good a skill is to you depends on your skill level. If you can dodge everything, obviously defense is not that important, and so forth. So anyway, you're gonna go into the forge, talk to the smith guy, and you're gonna click on high rank or master rank, depending on if you have Iceborne or if you don't have Iceborne. Low rank gear, don't make any of it. It's all garbage anyway. Just use the defender gear and get through to high rank, which is hunter rank level 11, and then master rank is Iceborne. You got to buy the actual DLC and you have to beat the game, which is level 16. So anyway, uh, let's say you go here, you don't know what to make, you don't know anything about the game, so you need to start evaluating skills. So at the bottom here it says sort, which is for me is tab. It will say something else for you if you're using a controller. I'm using a keyboard, so it says tab. We go ahead and press the sort. You're going to click skills, and it's going to show you every skill in the game that you have unlocked. So if you haven't beaten the game yet in Iceborne or in the base game, you won't have all these skills. But these are basically everything. So then you're going to go look at each skill if you want to evaluate it. Like for example, I want to know what poison resistance is. I'll go here and then it's going to give us a description. Reduces damage while poison. And then there's 3 levels. Level 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So at level 3, prevents poison. So you cannot get poison. So then we'll go to the next skill. Paralysis resistance. It's the same thing, but for paralysis. Then there's this one for sleep. Then there's the one for stun. And it just keeps going. You just go down the list and see what it does. Here, nullifies earplugs. If you really want to know how it works, it's really level 3 for like the weaker monsters, and then level 5 for elder dragons or the higher level monsters. That's how all this stuff works. Defense down. Not too many monsters use that. It's not really useful. And that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna run down through all the skills, and you're gonna see which one you need. Then you could pick which one you want. There's going to be skills that have this purple aura, and what that means is you need a set bonus in order to get those skills unlocked, meaning the highest you can get the highest you can get for the stamina theft is level 3 unless you're wearing 3 pieces or whatever pieces, and those are known as set bonuses, and these are the set bonus here on the last pages. So you're going to have this appreciation blessing, so this is with that event armor, I believe. So it's this 3 gives you this one, gratitude's gift, increases the odds of getting special grand appreciation rewards, no effects while joining mid quest, right? And then there's this 5, and it gives you the blessing, greatly increases the odds. Okay, so what that 3 represents is you need 3 pieces of that armor in order to activate that type of ability, and then there's the 5 pieces of that armor which activates the other one, and then it changes for every type of one. Like this is Rajang's Rage, so this is Rajang's armor. If you have 2 pieces, any 2 pieces of his armors on you, equipped, you have Mind's Eye Ballistic, and it says it right there, prevents attacks from being deflected, Then there's, if you have 4 pieces, protective polish, weapon sharpness does not decrease for a set amount of time. That's 60 seconds unless you're using item prolonger. So that's how everything works with this. And then this something like I said earlier, that purple stuff, I think that was Devil Joe. Yeah, Devil Joe. That's it. Stamina Thief's Secret raises the maximum level of stamina theft. So without this, you will not be able to increase the level 3 to level 5. You'll only be max out at level 3. You can't put on any more skills. So that's pretty much how this game works with the set bonuses. As you see, Slugger Secret. So this, average Slugger is level 3, but then once you wear, 3 pieces of Diablos, you can increase it to level 5 or so forth. And we'll check that out to verify. Here it is, Slugger. Yep, level 3, and then once you have 3 pieces of Diablos on, you can get to level 5, which is 60% versus the 20%. So then that's how you evaluate, like you understand what the skills do. Then to evaluate it, to know how much it's worth, that's under your opinion. There are some skills are basic facts, and these are like the damage skills, because they've been tested and we know how much they're worth. Something like I don't know, something that doesn't deal with damage, something like we'll go for resistance. It's hard to evaluate how good a resistance is. These are the ones that are optional. These are under your opinion. Because to a person that never gets hit, he'll never get stunned, so then this is useless. But to a person that gets constantly stunned and then, killed with the next hit, this is invaluable. They need this to survive. So, this is how you're going to understand what resistances you need. Like blast resistance, you can, if you're fighting Brachydios or Basil Geese or something that gives blast blight, a little thing that makes you glow and then blow up. If that bothers you, if that kills you, if that affects you, then this is going to be useful. Earplugs. Let's say for me, example, I do get hit with roars, but there's so many things you can do to roars. You can block it, you can tackle through it, you can guard point it, you can roll through it. There's so many things you can do to it that this is not that useful of a skill. Now let's pretend you cannot dodge the roars or block it or counter the roars, whatever it may be. This might be useful to you. But again, this is actually terrible because there's not much you can do in between. But now with Iceborne release, the Clutch Claw, earplugs has increased in value because now, while the monster's roaring, you could flinch shot them into a wall or something, That first time you run into a monster, they always roar for some reason, and then you could just flinch shot them or soften those spots, whatever. Windproof. This is useless against monsters that don't cause windproof, stuff like, I don't know, let's say Greatest Jagras. He doesn't do anything that has wind resistance, so this would be useless against that type of monster, and also windproof, you can also, tackle the wind pressure, you can roll it, so forth. So again, it all depends on what you need and stuff. Health boost, this is useful because it doubles your health basically. Increase it by a third, well actually half, so then you're at a third. So, because your baseline health is 100, and we can't see that here, but it doesn't really matter. 100 health, and then with this it's going to be 150, then you eat at the canteen or drink your mega nutrients or max potions, you'll get 200. Defense boost, it's garbage. As you see, 889 defense by itself, and then this is what it does. 10% of 900 is 90, plus 35, 120 on top of 800. So you'll be at like 1,000 defense with maxed out. Not a lot, 200 more, so that's a fourth, a quarter more defense. So a quarter less damage, give or take, we'll say, mathematically. So you try to look at everything mathematically because that's the easiest way to understand how much something is worth, because you can put an actual number on it. So that's how pretty much you'll evaluate the skills, what it will do, and then you'll have to understand what slots they take up. So for example, we'll go to set decorations. So usually in the base game, there's only 3 slot levels, 1, 2, and 3. So for example, we have these level 1s. These decorations could fit on any slot level. Level 4, level 3, doesn't matter, because they're only a size 1 decoration. So you could put 7 of these. So easily you could put 7 straight up and down the bat, easily. Then we have the level 3 decos, like earplugs. You'll need 5 level 3 slots, and I don't think I have that. Well, I could fit it in, but I'll have to sacrifice a lot just to fit those in. That's why you have to evaluate this too, like I call it real estate. It's basically the space you have to fit this. You don't really have too much space to put handicraft or any level 3 decorations, so then the value of that decreases as the more space it takes. Then you have like the level 2s. These are generally like the best decorations in the game. You have like tenderizers, critical draw. These are level 2s, but they only max out at level 3. So they're pretty easy to max out, and they give you really good returns. Like look at this, increased damage dealt by critical hits to 40%. That's nice. That's a 40% more damage, off of just base hits. Mind's Eye prevents attacks from being deflected. It only takes 1. You put on one of these, you'll never bounce again. So it's just that simple. Wind resistance level 5, but it's a level 2 decoration, and we don't have unlimited space. We can only put so many, and that's why I say level 2s are some of the best decorations in the game because they're really efficient. Versus something like a level 3 decoration. Handicraft and Release are probably the only good ones. Obviously, if you're a heavy bowgun or bow user, some of these, para, coats, and spread shots, it's tailored to what you want. And that's pretty much it on evaluating decorations and so forth. And that's how you're going to understand what decorations are good, what skills are good. Decorations and skills are the same thing, basically. When you make a build with armor and stuff, the only thing that matters is the skills. The armor pieces don't really matter because the only difference is slots and defense, which are both kind of relevant, really, because slots basically give you room to put in these skills. So at the end of the day, the skills is what makes the armor. It's not. There's like 10 ways to get the same skills, but there's multiple ways to get the same build with different armor pieces. That's why the armor pieces don't matter unless there's a set bonus, because then there's only like certain ways you can get that set bonus. And that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys go ahead and look at some of these skills, understand what you want to do to make the build, and which one's worth giving up, and so forth. Have a good time.